Execution Day. The crimes you have committed are about to be atoned for. The sack has been put over your head and the rope over your neck. You say your final goodbyes. Then you hear, "May God have mercy on your soul." Am I still alive? The execution has been put to a stop and you've just escaped death. So here are some luckiest people that have escaped the death sentence. John Barbacan Lee, hanging. In 1885, Lee was convicted of murdering Emma Case and he was sentenced to be hanged. Then on February 23, 1885, the execution attempts failed 3 times. The trapdoor of the gallows kept jamming, preventing the execution from proceeding. After these consecutive failures, Lee's sentence was commuted to life imprisonment and he spent over 20 years in prison before being released in 1907. The repeated failures of Lee's case led to speculation and controversy. Was it botched on purpose? The nickname Barbacan was derived from the location of the crime, Barbacan Bay. The case became known as the man they could not hang. Wenceslao Moguel, firing squad. Moguel was a Mexican soldier who fought in the Mexican Revolution during the early 20th century, year 1915. He was captured by opposing forces and sentenced to die by firing squad. He was shot 8 to 9 times in the body and one final shot in the head, point blank range, to ensure his death. Despite the severity of his injuries, Moguel survived the execution attempts and said he played dead until the firing squad left and later escaped with his own wounds. Moguel appeared on Ripley's Believe It or Not radio show on July 16, 1937. His face was disfigured, but he went on to live for another 60 years, passing away at the age of 85. Herbert James, Ringer Edwards, crucifixion. During World War II, Australian soldier Ringer Edwards became a prisoner of war after the fall of Singapore to the Japanese. Being forced to hard labor, Edwards along with 2 others killed a cattle to alleviate starvation. They were caught by the Japanese and were sentenced to death by crucifixion. His 2 other fellow POWs did not survive. His other POW comrades smuggled him food, saving his life. Edwards managed to free his right hand, despite wires and nails were driven to his right hand. Edwards miraculously survived 63 hours being crucified before being let down. He survived World War II and later returned to Australia after the surrender of Japan. He went on to settle down at Gingin, West Australia, and passed away in year 2000. In year 1803, a guy by the name of Joseph Samuel was sentenced to be hanged for forgery in England. After the hanging, it was discovered that he was still alive when his body was being prepared for dissection. Samuel later recovered, but wasn't sent to be executed again. Instead, he was sent to Australia as a convict. Romel Broom, lethal injection. In 2009, Romel Broom was sentenced to die by lethal injection for murder. For 2 hours, the executioners couldn't find a single vein for the lethal injection. His execution was eventually called off by the governor, who stated, the state would not carry on the execution until a more suitable method could be found. He later died due to suspected COVID complications. We hope you have a great day. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Turn on notifications so we don't miss out videos like these.